Hey, welcome back to the Virgo Channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel, I'd like to go deep within my reading, so I like to look at everything. So we do look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes along with everything else. If you resonate with this video and you want to enter into winning a free reading, then you must like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Now, any important information like the word of the video will always be in the description box along with my other YouTube channels. Check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel for any other zodiac aside, actually all zodiacs you can check out there. Even Virgo, because this is an all zodiac channel, and the Scorpio channel. Again, those links will be in my description box. Okay, without further ado, let's jump in and see what that word of the video is. I want to thank all my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. Thank you for all likes, shares, and subscribes. And also know, by the way, that I will be doing live streams for my winners. Every time you guys enter into winning a free reading, all readings are done live. People say, one person said I didn't do it, it didn't say that. I never always say it, but I do say it from time to time. So I am saying it now. All like live stream winners. So when I say write the word winner in your comment bar, like again, if you write the word of the video and I write the word winner underneath, then again, you'll reach out to me and then I'll send you a YouTube link either the day before, a few days before your live stream. I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone. So not just what's best for you, the person that wins the reading, but what's best for me. I get exposure to the channel. And also the readings, again, are healing style readings. So what you'll see is that there's a lot of people that resonate with your reading. A lot of people get help from listening to these. So again, I believe in spiritual law, and that's when everyone benefits. It's not just what's beneficial for one person. That's why I do it that way. And this channel is all about healing. So being in alignment with that energy is really important. Okay. So again, let's just see what that word is. It's grief. It's grief. You're going to write the word grief in your comment bar. Now, I feel like you're connected to someone that is just like devastated. Devastated, not just with you, but I feel like with a lot of things. I feel like this person's losing a job, and their job was like almost like a legacy. It was connected to, they created themselves through that job. They became something, where before this person needed a lot of healing. And it's not that they don't still need healing from an emotional standpoint, but they had a lot of spiritual blocks. And they had a lot of spiritual blocks because they grew up in an environment that didn't make them feel safe, that they witnessed toxic relationships. They were treated poorly. And so they had a lot of behaviorisms and habits that prevented them from manifesting. And what's happened is that they healed a lot in the whole creating themselves process. However, the habits, a lot of them stayed the same. So in order to deal with stress, this person has very addictive behavior. So I feel as if they are losing everything. And I feel like it's because the people that invested in their company, and I know that this is specific, but the people that invested in them, and it could be, if it's not a company, it's invested in their college, invested in their school, invested in them, feel that they're not getting a return. and or feel like your person, a person that's connected to you, is too much of a gamble to invest in. And what this person did was they, didn't make up with you. They didn't fix things with you. They didn't work on a relationship with you because they were busy creating that business, but only for the people that have bought into this business, or again, people that have helped this person with whatever venture that they were trying to do. And it could be anything, could even be buying a house. It's again, whatever people were investing in your person, they saw a sign of them that they're like, it's too much of a risk. We have to gain in control. But I feel like this business was once theirs, and it was kind of like tricked. They were kind of tricked into now becoming a worker in their own business and having to give over their business and not making the same exact money, and feeling like their back is up against the wall, like they don't really know how to get out of that situation. So they're in a real place of grief. So do they think about you? They do think about you, but they think about you again more like grief, because the opportunity that they had with you, I feel like they didn't take. This person definitely sees they made the wrong decision for whatever reason. This person didn't invest in you, and I feel like because the people that are with this person in business told them a pipe dream, sold them a pipe dream, told them that they were either going to be famous, told them that they were going to make a ton of money, that they were going to go places, that it wouldn't be good if they got into a relationship. So your person listened to this bad advice, and this is why they're in a place of grief. And they also can feel, I mean, you guys had a spiritual connection, so they are trying not to tap into you because they feel so shameful. They feel so shameful because, like I said, I believe that this person was a bit arrogant. They were a bit arrogant, and they didn't really fix things. They never apologized. They never told you what was up. I feel like this person just got up and poof, like went away. But when it's a spiritual connection, remember, it gets, again, transcends time and space. So no matter how far apart you are from your person, or how many years or how much time, whatever goes by, that bond of unconditional love is still there. We learn through these connections. That's why spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings people into our lives, so that the situation, whatever situation you have with them, play out karmically. And karmic does not only mean bad, it means learn. What this person learned is that they chose the wrong people to give their time to trust. So again, it's this person has withdrawn completely. And I feel like they always had that issue as well. So again, that is a trauma response when a person had to deal with their own problems by themselves, when they never had support. They tend to go into isolation to deal with their problems. And I feel like that's what your person did. It wasn't like they intended to. We've been getting a lot of readings of other people sabotaging plans like for your person, or whoever's person that is coming back, and they're always prevented to come back because they've connected to people that are very manipulative. They've given their power away. And that, again, is also very common for people that grow up with no support. It's that they tend to trust too much. They tend to give too much. They think that they have a very hard time being able to read people's emotions, mainly because and I shouldn't say not everyone, the people that are close to them, they have a very hard time reading what's going on with that person, with those people, because they built an emotional bond and they've never really had an emotional bond. So there's a part of them that, again, overgives. And that's how it was possible that the people that are connected to your person got whatever it was away from them, the business, the house, whatever it was that your person identifies themselves with, they created themselves with. It's like almost like a piece of their soul has been ripped out and just taken from them and stomped. This person keeps reliving betrayal. They have a lot of trust issues. And the reason why is because of this energy. It's again, when they withdraw, they don't get help. So they don't never see anything different. You understand? They never have that support. You know, you have to embody a different energy in order to open up your third eye. This person is stuck and they're stuck in fear. And that's why they're not emotionally intelligent to read the people that are surrounding them, because they could have seen, picked up on some, you know, intuitively when we're grounded, when we're present, when we're really, you know, invested in what we do. So I feel like your person got sloppy in whatever they were doing. And again, this is what told these people, well, I don't trust them. We have to come in and, you know, take care of ourselves, because, you know, this person, we can't trust whatever they're going to do. And then, like, when you were actually talking to this person in the beginning, I feel like they never really let you get close. They were always like self-righteous. They were always acted like, but it was always their way of putting up that wall to make you not ask any questions, to, you know, to just not be able to like share anything, because obviously this person feels like they don't have real friends. All they had was this job or whatever they were investing in to create whatever that they were doing to create themselves. And now that that's taken away, there's a sense that this person doesn't even know who they are anymore. And so for a long time, it's like now that this person has been in this situation, this new position with this job, or again, feels like they don't have control over their own life. I feel like for a long time, in order to avoid having to look and see how they treated you, because I feel like you're like, how could you just form a connection with me and get up and poof and you don't feel anything? And it's understand because this person's entire world is collapsing in front of their face. It's like a piece of their soul is being ripped out. But for a long time, they pretended to be the martyr, right? So when a person avoids, you know, things that happen that are traumatic, that cause trauma, what the ego will do is it will try to find like a better position for it. So per se, if someone feels inadequate, someone feels defective, they're gonna say, well, I'd rather appear rebellious. I'd rather appear perfect. Again, they overcompensate. So I feel like this person, again, they've got everything's taken away. However, they actually have the power because it was their business or whatever it is, it was their idea. Without them, these people are elite. So the real problem is the fact that your person is not strong. They're extremely codependent. And that's what keeps them there, because really they could say, you know what, fuck you, I don't want to be here. I don't like whatever this is, you know, that you're doing. It's like no one can keep you captive. It's always your life. It's always your choice. This person instead says, no, I'm going to act like the martyr. Like, I have to help all these people. I have to, but it's really because that's the emotional bond that they created because they didn't have strong roots. These people became their roots. But that's the problem. When you treat people like family that aren't family and that haven't earned their place to be like family. I'm saying, like, you have a friend that you treat like family, but they're not treating you like family, but you don't see that. However, there are things that happen that allow you to see that, but a lot of times you don't see that. And like I said, the only way you don't see it is if you're codependent, meaning you're getting something from them emotionally. And because you're getting something from them emotionally, that is what keeps you it's like stuck in that place because you're identifying that whatever they're giving you is that emotional support that you need. So when you say, well, I don't really feel this person, well, I feel like these people have been in your person's life for a while. Again, some could be family, some could be, again, people that just aren't family, but they grew up with, people that they know, people that believed in them at one time, people that invested in them, people that are connected to them, that give them advice, that support them, that are now not happy with them. So again, this person, instead of taking the opportunity and saying, you know what, whatever I did, but whatever you're doing to me is seriously not fair. Your person doesn't do that. They don't want to go up against those people, which means those people always had a little bit too much power. And that's the problem with codependency, because you lose your freedom. And that's what happened here, which, understand, this person grew up in a family that watched bad relationships and probably is mirroring that, is living that trauma. And this is how we inherit family trauma. We inherit it because we actually view our mother or father go through whatever the trauma was, or again, our parents, and we take it on because it traumatized us. We don't need to go through the experience ourselves. So I feel like this is how your person, again, relives that same traumatic experience. And the way that they avoid it, the way that they escape it, is they say, well, I'm going to be a martyr. It makes us feel better, right? It makes us look like a better person. And so, but it takes a lot of energy, and because it's not really what they want to do. And so the part of your person doesn't really want to tap into you again, because it's like they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed of like their life now. You're the love of my life. You make me want to be a better person. I want to be happy and content with you. So it's, again, this card doesn't even belong in this deck. I just want you to know that we're going to take it. So if you want to know, what does this person really feel down deep inside? Well, and you might be like, this person hasn't talked to me. Well, understand, this person is going through so much trauma and grief, but they're not present. They're in fantasy land. So they associate you as one time as being very lovable, like very like emotional, very kind, someone that would give a lot of love is, again, and somebody that they had a very strong connection to. So their mind is escaping. So you may say, well, I don't remember it this way. And this person remembers it this way because where they are right now is that they're in hell. So their mind is thinking about you. Again, where am I going to go? My life is ending. My life is falling apart. Remember, this person doesn't have the status that they once had. They have the know-how, and that's what they need to like awaken within inside themselves. That's what really needs to be healed within themselves. They're giving these people too much power, too much energy. And this is the problem when we build our business and we bring people in right away into a business, or when we have an idea, and that could be any idea, and we decide to get partners with people, when we first start within our venture, whatever the venture is, what happens is that not everyone stays on the same page. There's no room to grow, because then you have to ask everybody and you have to follow certain guidelines. And who you are today is not who you're going to be 10 years from now. And I feel like your person, like whatever they built, has been around for like 20 years, 15, 20 years. So they're losing who they are. So they don't have anything. They're like, if they like are to leave, they're gonna leave with pretty much whatever the paycheck was for the past week, not, whatever their company was. Again, so this person, when they were with you, they were never 100% honest. They were sneaky. I feel like they always gave off the facade that, that they own that entire business, or they were doing whatever they were doing all by themselves. They allowed you to perceive them from a certain perception. And they, again, didn't really know what they wanted. And they were very easily influenced by people saying that their life was going to look a certain way. So this person had a dream of what their life was supposed to look like. And, so even though they had a connection to you, unless your life reflected that, well, they weren't going to really invest in that. And I feel like when they met you, you weren't where you are today. I feel like that's part of their grief, because of course, as soon as their shit fell apart, they looked over to your way, into your cookie jar. And they're saying, well, again, doing the math, and they're like, well, your life looks pretty good now. Yeah, in comparison to where they are. But I don't like that, because that's like, again, but that's, again, a person that's not healed. Just because this happened to them, it had to happen because what it was built on was not truth. And over time, when it's not built on truth, there's a very weak foundation with, again, no room for one's individuality. So I feel like your person stagnated who they were for a really long time. And that's why there was addictive behaviors that I believe brought a lot of bad attention to whatever it was doing. There was jeopardy of whatever the project was, whatever the business was, whatever it was that everyone was collaborating with was not going to work out, mainly because of your person. It's like, and their addiction. So that's why they were always sneaking around, because they were talking to multiple people. It's because their thing was, well, I'm like, this is the persona. I'm big hotshot, that I get all the, I get all the women, I get all the men, I get all, because look at who I am. This is what I created, this is what I own. So they built this big ego. And it's because there was no, it's not just about making money. This person didn't have an identity, and they came from, again, very broken. So when I say that, money problems, relationship problems, a lot of trauma, inherited family trauma, and to the point that they inherited it. And so, and that's self-sabotaging behaviorisms, which will always get you in a place of grief, because this person, it feels like their back is up against the wall, and they have to, in order to heal, they have to karmically learn what they did. But so again, their mind is going to look for places to escape. And I feel as if you're one of those places. And it's not that they don't have feelings, but remember, everything's exasperated because of what they're going through. Escaping. So again, that's substances, I'm not dealing with it. And so again, they're in fantasy land. And that's why I'm saying it's like they have feelings, and I believe that, but I feel like everything's in intensified. I feel like you're someone also that's very business savvy, someone that's in charge of your finances, someone that's, and this person sees you as strong. And again, like almost like they escape and just like blaming fate, like well, it was bound to happen sooner or later. But when really, no, it's you. It's you. It's like that they don't. This is like, again, like this person again pretends that they don't control their own destiny, that they resent spirit um, for not saving them, for not really giving them a purpose. Again, this person started to feel empty. See, a lot of times, whatever job that we have, a lot of times we're not supposed to even work it forever, or we're supposed to do multiple things. And I feel like this person was staying the same because they were connected to these people and there was no real growth. And because they couldn't really become them, because the whole creation process that you're continually creating and evolving, we don't just stay put. Otherwise, life would be really boring. But when you make permanent decisions, but then no room, wiggle room, it's like I said, the way that it would go is someone's got to suppress themselves. And here it was, I feel like your person was doing most of the work. It's just part of that money and part of those agreements. Those people had way too much power. So it's like, again, they're blaming fate, but really it's like they were in control. And that means having to have hard conversations. And that would be next to impossible for your person coming from the home that they came from to be able to say, hey, you know what? I want to go off on my own now. So, this is what I plan on doing. You're going to buy me out or I'm going to buy you out. Yeah, there would be actually hard feelings. Yes, there would be. But you know what? When you're balanced, you're able to put your time and your energy into other places. So when that one world closes, another world opens. They never created anything. So that's why you're like, well, I feel like this person has been away from me a long time or hasn't talked to me or just disappeared off the face of the planet. Well, this is why. And again, like I feel like you are like, I'm tired of this. Like you're just tired of like, they're not giving you anything emotionally. They're just not giving you anything emotionally. That's how I take that. Like you're tired of it because this person, when they were coming in, they weren't giving you anything emotionally. Then there was always this sense that you felt like they would. Like again, just like you feel like because they got up and left, it's like you were forgotten about. Obviously, if emotionally you're not getting what you need. And again, like just the unhealthy substances that you knew that they were doing. So there was a sense that you always knew that that's what they were doing. So they weren't looking at, how they were treating you. They weren't looking at how they were doing anything because they feel that they can't do anything. So that's why they weren't really looking at your situation with you and them. If it was their choice, they would be in a relationship with you. I feel it's just they don't have control over their life. We're going to pull cards to see whether or not that's true. I want to just make sure I don't pull any of the same cards. I just want to pull a few more wound cards. Tired again, you got emotionally tired of being next to this person, and now this person is completely emotionally tired. It's like their spirit is exhausted, but you were tired dealing with this person because again, you always felt alone, which again goes with the forgotten, and again, always like, and then your fear too, I feel like is you're afraid that they're going to ask you to come and like fix them again, that there's part of that is so it's like you can feel that there is a connection. However, now you're viewing this person differently because clearly they were away and when they're going to come back, they're going to tell you that they don't have their business. So then there's a part of you now that's like, well, what are you going to do? And part of them is looking at you for that. And I feel like it's like first you leave me alone and now you're gonna like expect, and that's a second chakra imbalance. That's somebody that's codependent. That's someone that may be very narcissistic too, that their life is falling apart and because of their bad behaviors, because of their bad choices. And remember, you're creating yourself. So I need you to trust me and believe I am working towards union with you. See, it's like, I knew it. I just said, because it's like, where else is this person going to go? It's not like they don't have feelings. But remember, they didn't give anything. Their choice was to stay there. I feel like why eventually they don't stay there, it's not even their choice. I feel as if someone is going to tell them, okay, we're done with you. It's time for you to go. It's not going to be their choice. They're not going to know what to do or where to go to or who to talk to. I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true, and I pull away in fear. So that's what they're going to tell you. They're not really going to be 100% honest with you either. I feel as if they're going to say, well, our connection is deep and I have a lot of wounds from past relationships. Maybe not use the word wounds, but I've had a lot of bad relationships and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to be in a relationship and talk like that instead of telling you the real meat and potatoes of what's going on. Don't listen to other people. Trust yourself to know the truth. So again, this person is hoping that you, again, still have the same feelings and connection, and that you're not going to tell people and get advice from other people, because clearly that's what this person does. That's what this person did for a long time. That's what got them in the place that they are. That's how they got tricked. It's like, again, so they're like, well, if you tell anybody this story, of course they're going to say, don't give this person the time of day, regardless of the fact that they feel so head over heels for you now, because part of that is, again, they're in a trauma response of not knowing what to do with their life. We have past life connections, memories are surfacing, either consciously or unconsciously. So again, and that could be, again, positive as well as negative. Like, I feel like there was always this strong connection of ESP love, right? That transcends time and space. You feel it, they feel it. It's, again, that's what makes the relationship exciting. However, there's also, again, the past life karmic memories, which are, again, what happened in a past life. And I feel as if this person portrayed you in a past life. And I feel as if, again, you didn't learn that lesson in a past life. So that it's, again, you're remembering certain things. So you may not remember a lot of things, but you'll remember, like, all of a sudden your intuition will say, like, this person's going to ask me for money, or this person's going to ask me to, like, use my car, and this person's going to ask me to do something for you to give them, help them. And, again, it's going to wind up where it backfires on you, not on them. It's that because it's, again, they're not risking anything. They're utilizing your resources. And that, I feel like back in the day, in past lives, the times were different, where, women took a back seat. So if you were women, whatever you had to pretty much fork it over to your husband, or to the person that you were with. And if you were a man, you had to play a certain role as well. So I just feel like there's little triggers that are helping you to remember. And even if it's like, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's a good idea. I just feel like there's something off with it. And that energy of it feeling off is that's your intuition. So that could be, again, a past life memory that's being like awakened, or just the feeling of it. Union is an energy, not physical construct. Even when we aren't together, I feel our union. So again, this person is really going to pour it on thick, being like we have this soul's connection. And I realize now, and that, you know, I really couldn't give before, but like I said, what I see here is that they have a lot of problems. So I don't mean to undervalue their feelings. It's just, this is a healing channel. So I wouldn't be doing my due diligence to tell you, again, to point out these things. Remember, you're the creator of your reality, and there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness depends on what you do. We always come from a place of unconditional love. With this person, we can have unconditional love for them. However, we'd have to have extremely strong boundaries, because this person is like drowning. So they're going to need a lot. And no matter how much you give them, it wouldn't be enough. And you would wind up abandoning what you're creating or doing, or again, taking your focus off of it. And this person, again, is looking for resources. And those resources could be your time, your energy, your focus, your money, whatever it is. So they lost their legacy. They lost whatever they created due to their bad habits. And what I see here is they haven't healed the cause of those bad habits. So again, they don't understand how they keep creating the same undesirable life experiences. So from this person's level of consciousness, they really do believe that they're in love, and I don't want to undervalue that. And they would come in trying their best. They would, because again, you're all they have. But when a person begins to grow, when a person begins to you know, get strong, which this person has done several times before, it seems like, but then the relationship falls apart, and then they meet someone else, and then they build back up, and then the relationship falls apart. So the reason why is, if you're giving to this person, you're no longer doing for yourself. So the appeal of you goes away. They wind up surpassing you, because you're giving your energy and your time and your effort to this person. This is what makes people really resentful, and makes people feel like they have a hole in their heart, because they're like, you used me. It's like, this person didn't use you because they loved at the time. However, they never worked to be in your life. They haven't given the time, the energy, and they also didn't help you create what you've created. So you would again be helping them through yourself. So you have to understand why, by spiritual law, that happens. So it's not like you can have this person in your life either. If you say, well, I really am in love with this person, I need to have them in my life. Well, if that's, you know, your way, then it's to have them in your life with really strong boundaries. Don't let this person put their name on your business. Don't let them put their name on your house. Whatever you, now that they're in your life, you make them say, well, whatever we're going to do, we're going to build together. But whatever I have, it stays in my name, and it's mine. And then whatever you bring in at this point, it stays yours. They don't have nothing, but it doesn't matter. This way, when a relationship falls apart, it doesn't matter if it's going to fall apart. But I'm telling you right now, this person hasn't done the healing. So unless they do the healing while they're with you, then they're never going to evolve. The same things are going to happen. That's why it says in the Bible, what we resist persists. This person has been reliving the same karmic theme now, which is another reason why they'd rather play the martyr, play the fixer, again, because they've gone through this before. All right, so we asked Spirit why you connected to this person. What are you supposed to learn? I know that this is getting super long. I don't know why the readings are getting long. Confusion. I feel like you were brought up in a family that you didn't feel loved. You didn't feel like there was confusion. There was a lot of confusion of what love was. And that might mean also for those of you that said, no, I felt loved, then there was a sense of what you feel like you had to give, or the loyalty, the amount of whatever it is was confusing to you. Usually, if we grow up in an environment that we saw a lot of toxic love, then it becomes confusing. We don't know what a relationship is, and that could be why you're attracting this person. See, I feel like you just have become yourself, and life is getting better and better and better and better for you. And this is why this person's in a place of grief, because their life is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And so remember the energy of the trauma that you've also inherited. Joy, I feel like that's actually a gift. And I feel like you know how to make your own happiness. You know how to really hold your own vibration, that you are not codependent at all. At all. I feel like you might have been at one time, but you certainly are not now. You create your own joy, your own happiness. And I think that this is why your person is really attracted to you. Because again, they were the ones that came in and they weren't mooching off of anyone. People were mooching off of them. They were connected to them through their, whatever they were creating. So I feel like your person can be somebody that does things by themselves. They just need to, again, do the healing. But you're someone that has already done your healing. But I also feel like you're someone that is able to stir up happiness and always have been. And it's play. See, this is another gift. And I say gift, it's a talent that you display, and you might say play. How is that? Well, a lot of times when we get older, we don't play anymore. And play when we get older means travel, experience different things, go to different places, try different foods, think outside the box. And you're not afraid to do that. And that's helped you connect to different people, to different situations, which allowed you to see life through different perceptions, which also allowed you to heal. So again, I feel as if, again, during this time of separation, because it was confusing to you, that brought up, again, a lot of your childhood memories of what is love really supposed to look like. I mean, because you've done your healing and you've compared that to what you were getting. But realizing that because you're someone that is happy, you didn't let it affect you, and you didn't let it affect you because you created yourself. Like I said, during this time apart, I feel like you went out and you played. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you created yourself through your job. I feel like that was already there. It was more or less like you connected to different people. There's more to life than just work. There's the passions for life. So part of that could be what you do for a living, and really should be what you do for a living. That's how you give and receive of love. However, to play is also to experience life. Your person wasn't able to experience life because they were connected to a bunch of other people that they had to agree and not agree, and to live a certain way, and almost live in a clan. And they didn't really want to do that anymore. They didn't have the strength to break away. So they, did things, they suppressed part of themselves. And in suppressing part of themselves, they had to do that with addictive behaviors. But that's what brought them down. That's why they're in a place of grief. They didn't treat you well because they never really thought that you and them were going to be able to be together, because again, they were in that clan. It's not that they didn't want to, they wanted to, but again, they were suppressing who they were. And so part of that was, again, the universe conspired to say enough of that. But during the separation, you again became more strong within yourself, and got new ideas, and like I said, connected to different people, and that's how we stimulate our imagination. We stimulate our imagination through playing, through going out, taking adventures, going to places that we never been before, meeting new people, seeing different, like you said, perceptions of life. And so it brought you back actually to like, I feel like you weren't really able to like be a lot like a child as much as you wanted to. And that's again the confusion. If there you were brought up in an environment where, you know, your parent wasn't nice to you, or you were taught that love wasn't easy and there were problems within the family, you wouldn't have gone out, because you're not going to ask your parents for money. You're not going to feel supported. So you can't ask for a ride. You can't, it's again, you have to do everything by yourself. And if you're not supported and the parents have problems, you really just want to be invisible. And I feel like you and your person both have that energy. So in a way, this person would actually be coming into your life and still, like this time, not giving a lot, but could possibly take a lot. So again, we see the second chakra imbalance, and the second chakra imbalance happens when we don't play. Why again, that we have to have other passions in life aside from our girlfriend or our boyfriend or our lover. We actually have to have, you know, hobbies, interests in those people that connect us to those things. That's what gives you support. That's what, again, how you grow your life. This person, like I said, was stagnated, but nevertheless, they're coming back, but just be leery. And I'll end this off on one more note. We have the universe. What should we do? Is there any other energy that we can incorporate into this story to tell us what we should do? And it's like creation. I have the power to direct my life with a constructive attitude. I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmation action. I act in the image of God and bring light into my life. So when we're acting in the image of God, it just means that we're like always coming from the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. We're treating people with unconditional love. We're treating ourselves with unconditional love, that we're never judging ourselves, that we know that we're good enough by ourselves, that we don't need anything outside of ourselves, that we are connected to God because God is within inside of us as a gift spirit, that we can transcend time and space. We have the power to create anything. If we can imagine it, we can create it. We have the same spiritual gifts as God does. That's what makes us not separate from God. Again, is through our creative ability. And again, that creative mind can be not just about drawing and doing things that are artistic, but it's creative thinking. So how you get out of jams, how you improvise on things. It's to continually create, because through the act of creation, you're reinventing yourself. And that's what Spirit's saying, is like, this person can come into your life, and as long as you keep creating, this person can't stop you from doing what you're doing. Yes, you have to be smart, where you make sure that you don't put this person's name on anything until like they've invested enough. But the way that they can hurt you is you're continually creating, you're continually meeting new people, so this person that's coming into your life would have to mold to that way, but also that would inspire them to, again, do their own creativity. Because after a while, we don't want to do the same things. That's the thing. You wouldn't stagnate this person, because they would just be learning from watching how you interact in life. You'd be, like I said in another reading, kind of like a muse teaching this person like how to live, like how to live a balanced life, a non-codependent life, because this person can do it. It's just they never knew of any other way, which sounds crazy, but it's about you not even worrying about the connection. It's like if they're going to do something, let them work hard to get in your life. If you're someone that really is says, I need to have this person in my life, you can make them like work to be in your life where you're not, you know, giving up yourself. It's just you're continue creating. And through them watching what you do, they create, and then they are actually able to heal their own life. And then they don't really feel the need to be connected that deeply with anyone after a while, because that codependency is all about attachment. Though that is what feels right to a wounded person, when they heal because they have unconditional love for you, they want to be with you, supposedly, well, then you say, okay, prove it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to give anything, but as I'm becoming myself, when they do it, they become their self. They, believe me, they're not going to want to be codependent. And in 10 years or however long you decide this person proves themselves, well, like I said, then it'll be in a balanced thing, because they've also created their life. It's not that they created a life in your life. They created their own life. They just watched you do it, and you gave them the support and unconditional love to continue to do it. That didn't mean giving up yourself. So you learn balance. Now, if this person isn't ready, again, which I perceive, and I have to add this part, even though the video is super long, I have to add it because this person, I don't think is going to be healed enough. And I feel like eventually when they see that you're not going to like just let them come into your business and take over, that they might, again, if they haven't done healing, that they just won't stay in your life. They will eventually cheat and just wind up being with somebody that is on a lower vibration. Because like I said, I believe that they believe what they feel right now, but they haven't done the healing. And without doing the healing, it's going to be a trigger for them. They're used to getting what they want. And then what happens is, because they get what they want, they create what they don't want. And so the key for you is, if you want this person, you have to know that, and you have to hold your boundaries. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know how you resonated. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to be on live Wednesday and Thursday evening. So I'll be taking messages for Super Chat. So anyone that wants to ask me a question, get a mini reading, I will be on the second half of the live stream. Will be again doing asking anyone that wants to ask questions, anyone that wants a little mini reading, I'd be doing again that. But the first part of that live stream is going to be for my winner. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing on Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Don't forget, mark it on your calendar. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.